collectively together lost 70 pounds. Chris lost, I think, 38 pounds. I lost about 33 to 35 pounds. So we still got some more weight to lose. And we still got some more goals that that we set for ourselves, which we'll talk on another show about. But we just want to let you guys know how we eat and also the things we do to overcome our challenges as well.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Spice. Ooh.
Oh.
Hey now. Did you say life?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We're not. I guess we're not in sync today, and I'm not talking about the group.
Spice Soul Life, guys. So, anyway, Angela, what's some of the reminders?
Sure. All right. So basically, guys, welcome to episode 8 of our podcast. We would love for you to follow us on these platforms. We have a website. It's www.spiceohlife.com. And it's good for those that are not, on social media. You can be on social media. I mean, it's just a one-stop shop for everything. We have our audio podcast and we have our video podcast on there. So please make sure that you're following us on there. Also, our podcast is distributed from Podbean, Podbean. So, and from there, it goes to Apple, Samsung. So if you have any of these apps, you can listen to our podcast. It gets, pushed to these particular apps as well. So we got Apple, Samsung, and Samsung's app is called Samsung Free. So basically, if you have that, and I'm sure you do, if you have a Samsung phone, you go to listen, you search for our podcast and you'll see our podcast. You'll be able to listen from it there. Amazon Podcasts, Google, Pandora, and all other podcasts that we have, we're going to have in the description or in the comments below. So also, guys, we're on these platforms, and please follow us here. YouTube, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter. Also, we're on TikTok. So guys, also keep in mind, we want to hit 100. I'm sorry, we already at over 100, but we're trying to reach 1,000 followers on TikTok. So please help support us in there, because we want to go live and we need 1,000 followers in order to go live on TikTok, or also to enter our website under our profile. We need 1,000 followers. That's the same for YouTube as well. Well, we'll go into that later, but TikTok, please follow us under Spice O Life profile, and also have a link to Linktree. If you're following us there, you can subscribe to Linktree, and anytime we add any of our new links, you will be notified. So please follow us there, and plus you'll see all our links there in the Linktree. So thank you, and we appreciate it. Thanks in advance, and thank you to those that are already following us. We appreciate you, and thank you for supporting us. Back to you, Christopher.
Thank you for that. You did a beautiful job with that. And also, in this moment in time, I'm feeling okay. How are you feeling?
I'm doing great. Can't complain. I'm doing okay.
Yeah, you usually don't. You know what? Sometimes you're a tough cookie and you push through things, and I think that's why it's good to check in. And because sometimes you may think they're okay, you never know, and then you may think you're okay, you never know. So it's always good to check in with each other. So it's good.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Same thing. It's I could be doing way, way worse. I always think about situations where things could be worse. Just heard about some things that was pretty tough, but overall I'm doing good. You look great, by the way.
Well, thank you.
I feel good about it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. we said last part we said we was going to talk about the information in regards to how we, like when we went on the trip, what some of the things, little things we did. One of the things was, this is when we went to the Shadow Lawn. We kind of didn't have a choice. The park, it was so many, the place is huge. So we parked, and we probably could have parked a little closer. We could have used the valet and all those things, but we decided to park at a certain distance and kind of reminded each other, hey, this is a good chance to kind of get in a mini walk to the facility.
Yes.
You remember that? I
remember that. There was a long walk.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad, but it was, considering, where we parked, but, I think we managed.
And we had our luggage.
Yes.
And we found a decent spot, and I felt good about it. It was a positive experience for me. I didn't see it as nothing negative, and we got in there and checked in and all that. So that was a chance to get in the walk. And we were talking about, when we were in the car, we discussed that we were going to walk to different places. There are restaurants on the property, winery, a golf place, just a lot of places to go and walk and take pictures. So we was like, hey, let's walk around. Let's do that.
Yeah, and the scenery was beautiful. So I appreciated that too.
Yeah, so that's just an idea, guys. So if you go to let's say a park or one of those big parks, popular parks, in the parking, can be interesting. Take it as, oh man, this is a chance for me to get a good walk in. And sometimes, whether we like it or not, we're going to get it in there. But we could always think of ways to kind of get around that. But I would say don't. Just, hey, where you wind up, and okay, great. We're going to go for a good little walk in here.
Yeah. And
see how many. It's fun little trick is this: if you got your watch or anything, just see how many steps it was. How long did it take, like from where you parked to, let's say, getting on the bus or getting to the front part? Where was it that you wound up at when it came to your steps? If you have some kind of watch for that. So that was what I wanted to talk about with that particular thing. Back to the eating. So when it comes to eating, how much it's a crazy question. It's not going to be, you probably looking for some kind of empirical answer. But when it comes to eating, how much is, let's say for the first one, how much is too little?
Yeah.
How much is too little? Do you have any thoughts on that?
How much is too little in regards to, well, I think you should really find out, because everybody's body composition is different. And dependent on,
I'm sorry, Angela.
Okay.
Because you have to make sure you talk to a professional first before. But what we're going to tell you is, I wanted Angela to get in on I want to have a conversation with her, so that's why I was talking to her in that form. But these are things that we're going to just tell you what works for us. And so, how much is too low?
Yeah, so basically what I do, and this is what I do, and this is what is recommended, is according to your body composition, how much you weigh, how tall you are, you go in to figure out what the caloric what is required for your body in regards to calories for it to properly function on a daily basis. Now, with that said, too little will be if you eating way below that amount, because I would say also, and now that is the proper way to say it, but also too, that if you're talking about, you are talking about consumption of food, of calories. I mean, am I getting to the right?
Yeah. So for too much, again, and too little, it's going to depend on, like we said before, you got to listen to your body, listen to what it's telling you. Sometimes your body will tell you, in your mind, you're going to think you're hungry, but you're going to feel like you're not even hungry. I can't tell you how many times we're sitting around as a family and everybody's saying, oh man, I want something to eat. You want to eat? And I'm not even really hungry, but I say, yeah, I eat. But why would I eat? Why am I eating when I know I'm not really that hungry? Well, everybody else wants to eat. And maybe some of them within the family is not hungry. So how much, too much at the time? Too much could be when your body's already good and stomach is not growling. You're not on, you're not starving or anything, but you still eat. At that point, in my opinion, it may be too much. Too little? Well, your body's going to tell you that. That's when you get more red signs from your body, like, oh, it's making noise. Your stomach, y'all know this, your stomach could get down to where it's starting to talk to you. Your stomach's going to be like, that means you're not eating enough. When I mini fast, or when we do those mini fasts, I don't remember my stomach making all those noises. So I already know that we prepared ourselves properly for a fast. If my body is like and making all those noises, I'm like, okay, I probably didn't prepare that well for this fast, because my body's telling me stuff. So that's kind of like my thoughts on the too much and too little. What's yours?
Yeah, I do agree. I do agree with you on that. And also, your body will tell you whether you're hungry or not. But also, you have to think about too what you're eating, because sometimes you could be hungry when you just ate, because some foods are not they're not in regards to with macro or micronutrient. Depending on what you eat, you stay fuller longer. So I suggest eating certain foods that are going to ensure that you stay satisfied a little bit longer. Hence of why we do keto right after a fast. Not only does that keto or keeping it low carb, not only does that help you maintain that weight loss, but it still helps you with the hunger pains, making sure you're not getting those crazy hunger pains when you're not, you're hungry, your stomach's growling, but hey, because that will send you way back.
Yep.
That will send you way back. So that's why we're really saying the same things.
Yeah, that's what I might have thrown you off, but yes, it's simple as that, guys. It's not a Buddha, some one way, one answer that's going to answer it all. It's something that we talk about and preach, keep talking about. Listen to your body, run it through in your head. And because somebody may say they're hungry or something, that doesn't mean, okay, that means I have to eat as well. If you feel like you need, and then this leads us into how fast or how to slow. If you are hungry, unless it's something that I don't know about you, that's not your last meal. So we don't have to eat like it's our last meal. You don't have to. When I say that, I mean we don't have to eat like the world is coming to an end. We don't have to eat like, okay, this is it for us, and I'm ready to kill it. Mm-hmm. Or I know in certain trainings in military and stuff, people are trained to eat fast. So maybe that's the way you train. But that's, again, I'm not saying we have to be so aware of every single thing, but I know that when I slow down my eating, two things happen for me. I enjoy it more, and I'll find myself, oh man, I'm kind of full. I'm slowing down. I don't have to eat all this.
Yeah, and also everybody keep in mind too that it takes about 15 to 20 minutes for your brain. Your brain already talking to other organs in your body saying you're hungry, but it takes about that long for it to say, hey, okay, she's eating or he's eating, to realize that you are, satisfied. So when you're gulping down food, that's not good. When you're eating too fast, it's not good. So eating slow, just like Christopher said, enjoying it, and making sure that you are in tune. You're in tune with your body and what it needs, or how much food it needs. Just like we mentioned in our previous show, our stomachs shrunk because we were doing just that, along with the intermittent fasting. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, it's a better balance is what I guess I'm getting at. Have balance yourself. So when Angela says eating slow, what she's not saying, so y'all won't think she's mean, because I know me and her has talked about this. She's not telling you the guys to be like, slow mo. She's saying find a good balance. Don't eat like like your life depend on it, but Just have a comfortable. The thing is you're going to get to a point where you're not even thinking about it. It's going to be a normal routine. So all these things we're saying is you may have to think about it once, but once you get in these little rhythms and flows, you're not going to have to think about all this stuff. And I know that's what Angela's kind of getting at. Again, now as you do all that and have to just get all that in your head, think about what helps you mentally. Because if you're mentally not right, we both know that stress is connected to eating, and it can cause us all kind of problems.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. So what I would say is relax. Find some things that can help you long term or short term. I don't know what. Yeah, so find some things short term and long term that'll help you relax. I can probably recommend or tell you that just music helps. Jazz. People may have their own style. I mean, I can give you different genres of music. I'm not going to tell you specific ones.
Well, can I?
Absolutely, go ahead.
I want to add to this. Sometimes too, when you are stressed out, make sure you're drinking plenty of water too. Sometimes when you drink water or have a little bite of, like, when you go to a restaurant, you're eating a salad or a soup. They give you that before, or something that's going to help you before you get into that big meal. Because sometimes if you are stressed out, the first thing you grab is junk food. So, sometimes, and also sometimes being thirsty, it covers over the fact that you're, the hunger pains could be thirst, so if you're drinking water first and if you're thirsty, then those hunger pains are going to go away.
Yep.
And then when you're talking about stressing and relaxing, just like you said, playing music and just taking your mind off what's stressing you, and also, sometimes you need to relax and maybe take a bath or take a nice, just lay down and just chill out, drink your water, and then eat.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, those massage machines I think you use help. I think you use that sometime. That helps you relax. I don't know if that's something you wanted to elaborate on or not.
Yeah, that does help me. So so sometimes I do need my massage machine, but sometimes I do use my massage machine too because of some of the pains I have. Now these pains are because of how I sleep, so if I had a bad rough night, if I didn't sleep properly, then I have different pains in my neck and my shoulder, so I'm having to do that. Now that does stress me out too. That makes me want to grab a bag of chips, some chocolate, because it is painful sometimes. You're very uncomfortable. You're trying to sleep and it's hard to sleep. So yeah, I think that those help. So good thing because I didn't even think about that, Chris. That is a good way to relax.
Okay. Speaking of again, stresses and things like that, we just got to really get into think about whatever it is. It could be work. Mm-hmm. We have to be honest with ourselves. Just listen to our minds on that. Just kind of really have those kind of conversations. And these are all things that you'll have to do as you make adjustments to change your lifestyle. Again, you're not changing into a diet or some kind of regimen. This is just a subtle change into a certain way you're going to be eating, thinking, feeling. And it's not going to happen overnight. Again, I think Angela kind of probably started, I don't think she even realized, but she started kind of doing little things here and there it was a gradual thing. And that's the way it should be. Trying to just all of a sudden take on this massive change I don't think it was. I don't think it's ever a good idea. Again, just my thoughts on that. But you recall that, Angela, when you probably don't have the exact moment, but I remember you kind of gradually doing little things here and there, and there were times where you had certain spikes and ups and downs of your weight.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, stress, when you're dealing with stress, you have to get into, you talk about self-care, and that was something I was not focused on, which I made sure I focused on. If I'm too stressed out and I'm having one of those days, I step back. I just take a step back and evaluate my situation. And what I do is I make sure that I either, put my mind on something else. I put myself into a more of a calming state of mind, or I'll just figure it out. I won't put too much on me, because a lot of the times I was overwhelmed. I was just overwhelmed. So I take a step back and I relax, and I just basically just chilled out. I tell myself, you need to chill out. You need to take a step back. You need to just chill out and relax. And that's what I do. Because let me tell you what that did. The way that helped me. That helped me to know more about myself. That also helped me to be more in tune with what stresses me out. So if it's something that I need to do or change in my life, that I need to just change and focus on different things, or figure out what things I need to do that's gonna, where this is not gonna happen, a lot, Sometimes it could be, I know walking. If I haven't walked in a few days, time to walk. It's time to get out there, If it's something, if somebody got on my nerves, yeah, I'm going to say it. If somebody got on my nerves, and that does happen when you have toxic people and, or toxic period. It could be a person that you scrolling through on social media that you don't even know, or a page you're following, or news. It could be the news. You have to minimize that. And also you have to rechannel your relationships that you have with people to ensure that you are in good health, a good state of mind, that you're not stressing yourself out. Because I'm going to tell you, it's going to show on your body. Because you start to eat more. But yeah, that's what I do, Chris. What about yourself?
Well, no, I was that's a good thing you mentioned. It will show on your body. But it could be anything. It could be something you looked at on TV or social media, whatever. Most of the time, it's going to be people that you probably love and closest to sometimes. Now, I shouldn't say most of the time, half the time or sometimes.
Yeah.
And again, there's nothing, you got to get into this whole situation and realize that it's not going to be a beautiful day every day. Everything's not going to always go your way. It's not going to be perfect. You're going to get tested. You're going to have challenges. The challenges could come from dealing with something that happened at an appointment. It can be a challenge dealing with something that happened at an occupation. It can be a challenge dealing with something that happened with a loved one, a sibling, a mother, a father, a son, a daughter, a husband or wife, or whoever, a mate, And the thing that you have to realize that these are all things that can and will happen, but it's not going to change your focus, because really that's all the powers that be want to happen to you. They want to just so your focus can be changed, and then guess what happens with us? It happens with you. You go right back into the same cycle because something threw you off, and something threw you off longer than what you wanted to. Okay, you might get through that day, and it was a rough day. You didn't get to walk. You did, you ate. You splurged a little bit on the eating. Then what about the next day? And then what you gonna do the next day? Now you're getting back away from changing. It's not because it's not a diet, but what you've now started to do is change your lifestyle. You missed it. It's all connected. You missed out on the walk. You let something got flustered about something, whatever that situation is. Oh man, let me go get my ice cream. or let me go over to this joint and get this fast food or whatever. That's okay if it happens, but if it becomes now 2, 3, 4, you're now in another down cycle pattern, and you guys know it takes a lot of work to even just get back to where you were. So snap out of that. Those things will happen, but you got to snap out of it and realize it don't just happen to you. It happens to any of us. That's why the power of 2 is so much better. You can accomplish it on your own. There's no doubt. You can accomplish it on your own and have those encouraging people around you. But you're going to be even more successful if you can accomplish it and you have someone in sync to a certain degree. Again, they have your best interest in mind as well as theirs, and able to say, "Hey, I'm pulling this along today. You got to do it." So that's the power of 2. The walk, the power of you, which is important. That's the number one thing. The power of you, the walk, if you can do it. The power of 2, and then how you eat, making sure you don't stress yourself, staying in a good place, giving off positive vibe, encouraging other people. Believe it or not, the gift of you encouraging someone or giving someone something can make a difference in your day, can help keep you going. So being able to do that can make a difference. But like Angela mentioned, a lot of little good tips. Find your ways to relax. If you got a machine to help you relax, or if you got something you love to listen to, find a way. There is, if it's not something we mentioned, think hard enough. I guarantee you there's things that help you be in a relaxed state. And if for a minute it's simply, hey, that person or this situation, then step away from the whole situation and give yourself time to chill out, because you can't stay in a stress state and then still accomplish all these things in your lifestyle. It's not going to happen that way. Does that make sense, Angela? What I'm saying?
Yes.
I hope that went in flow with what you were saying. That sounded like it did.
Yes.
So, yeah, those things are so important. Again, the thing that I would say more than anything is, no matter what happens, even if you and let's say like me and Angela, we're a power of 2 in my mind. I'm sure she would agree.
Yeah.
Even if I'm having a rough day, I'm not in the right place, Angela, sometimes what she'll do, she encourages me, or sometimes we'll even say, okay, I got stuff I gotta do, I'm gonna chill. Me and you, our communication may not be lining up right this second. So we do things to make sure we don't make, I know for a fact we do. We may not do it succinctly, but I know for a fact we'll do things to make sure that we don't exacerbate the situation. At some point, I think because we've been married so long, it'll click where like, okay, we gotta chill out here, and then we get ourselves together. Because if I'm upset, the person that I should be looking at myself when I get myself upset, which happens, is me. It don't matter how it happened or who did it or whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's me. So until I get myself where I need to be, I try not to have too many conversations. Once I realize, Chris, you're not getting on track. But sometimes we're so good at it, we can have and we can get off and on track right in the whole conversation. That ever happened to you, or am I making that up? Like,
yes,
can you remember sometimes
being off track,
getting off track, jumping back on track, and things like that, and just how you dealt with that?
Yeah. So basically, yeah, that happens all the time. Just let you know that's going to happen all the time. You just got to be strong enough to get back on track. Talk to yourself and just say, hey, let me, this is not me. This is not what I want to do, is revert back. So just have little conversations with yourself to kind of help you to stay focused and to just get back on the right path.
Okay. So yeah, there are some times I can remember me personally. Maybe I'll talk about them another time. But I can tell you that, I can tell you today. Today I wasn't all mad, but I was, a little frustrated and got on track and got back on track. So it wasn't that big a deal. But I'll talk about it again another time. And I'm sure Angela probably think of some ones that she can mention. But yeah, this is Chris, man. Just leaving you with some positive information and telling you to keep pushing it, keep enjoying your life, and enjoy the spice life.
That's correct. We're gonna enjoy ourselves, and we'll probably we can do a show about staying on track, give more information about that. But yeah, we appreciate you guys tuning in to us. Thank you so much. And don't forget to follow us on our other social media platforms. And we appreciate each and every one of you.
All right. So this is Chris, and that's the beautiful Angela. And thank you for joining the Spice.
Oh.
Life.